What's going on, guys? Lone Driver Mike again, bringing you another video. Guys, can you see me all right? Let me see here. Got the lighting going on. Yeah, so guys, in this video, we're gonna talk about you know what, I got this order last night. See, and it's funny because when you get a Doordash order, they don't give you the address. You have to accept it. Like, they give you a general idea, like where you're picking. Well, they tell you the restaurant. They tell you the restaurant right away. So I'm like, okay, cool. What was it from? Yeah, it was Orchard Thai. They're good. They're quick. They're fast. They got good Thai food. I highly recommend. Go to Orchard Thai. Thai Canteen is also pretty good. They're both great restaurants. If you want some good Thai food, I would recommend going to them. But anyways, yeah, so my pickup was from Orchard Thai. It was on 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. They're really good, guys. You really should check them out. But anyways, I'm getting off track. So yeah, I got this order for Doordash. It was surprisingly a big payout, $10 and something for less than 3 miles. So I'm like, okay, not bad. It was only 2 items. So I'm like, okay, the tip must have been good, because Doordash is not going to pay $10 for that. They're just not going to do it. They're going to pay you at most, you know, like for a short order, it's like 5 or 6, no, not 5, but about $6, $7 maybe. So $10, I'm thinking, okay, there must have been a big tip involved. So I accept it, you know, and I show up on time and at the pickup time and all this stuff. And sometimes Orchard Thai, they get kind of backed up, so you do have to wait, you know, if they have orders backed up and there's a lot of orders. I mean, that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. So I mean, when you get an order, like, you got to understand, like is the order ready, or are you too early, or is there like a lot of orders backed up? Because a lot of times, like, the restaurant is busy. Like, I got mad at Chipotle because they're the fastest restaurant. They're the fastest Mexican restaurant in the world. So when I had to wait, like, that one time, and they told me, like, they weren't even going to make my order, I was pissed. I'm like, why would you not make it? I'm already here. The customer's waiting. I was late for that order, too. So I already explained Chipotle. I'm not going to get into it, but you can watch my video on Chipotle. It was a few videos back. So like I said, I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, I mean, be somewhat understanding. Like, if they're backed up and they have got a lot of orders, don't just get mad, or don't, oh, what the heck, you know, or cancel it. If it's a good payout, you got to wait a little bit, 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes. I mean, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think I had to wait that time. Yeah, I didn't have to wait. They were pretty quick. It was only 2 items, and it also depends on how many items. It also depends on how many items the customer ordered, guys. So if it's like a lot of items, you may have to wait. Yeah, so anyways, there was only 2 items that was ready. I picked it up. I didn't even check the address. You guys are running the red light. Sorry. I hate that. People running red lights like, oh yeah, no car's gonna hit me. If you run a red light and I hit you, what the heck, you know, that's your fault. Freaking idiot. Anyways, yeah, so the order was ready. I picked it up. I didn't even check the address. It said it was like somewhere like between 29th and C, 29th and D. That's what it said. So I just like pushed the navigation and I like went. Like, I was just following my GPS. And it was like taking me to the alleyway. So I already assumed, I'm like, okay, they're not in the alley. So I actually went back to actually check the physical address. There was no address. I said, hold up, how can you order food off Doordash with no address, with no physical address? So if I would have caught that early in time, I would have called Doordash right away. And you know what's funny is, like, the customer's note said, please don't call and don't text, just show up to my door. It's like, excuse me, I don't know where your door is. So I think that was like some kind of setup, some kind of scam or something. But she didn't call me, so maybe it was like a legit customer. Or maybe it was Doordash trying to test me to see what I would do. I don't think they would do that, but I'm not sure what was going on. But there was some fishy stuff going down last night with that order. The customer's name was Sharon. Like I said, it was from Orchard Thai, only 2 items. And there was no address. There was a phone number. When I called it, it said, sorry, this subscriber you're calling was not accepting calls. Call back later. I said, what the fuck is going on? You don't want me to call you, so I text back maybe she can receive text messages. I said, I don't have your address. This is Mike from Doordash. What's going on? There's no address on the app, and now I can't get a hold of you through phone through phone call. Like, do you want your food or what's going on? Like, there's no address. I don't have your address. So what I did was I called Doordash. I explained what was going on. They have all the information, right? So I shouldn't even have to explain, but I have to explain because it's their procedure. So I said, there's no address. And she's like, oh, let me check here. Oh yeah, there's no address. So that's why I was like asking, like, do you have an address or something, or what? Do you have their phone number? Can you call them up? Can you email them? So they said, okay, Michael, you're correct. There is no address. It's very difficult for you to deliver the food with no address. I said, yeah, that's correct. You know, obviously, how can I deliver the food with no address? Who am I supposed to? I mean, on D Street, there were no houses facing this way. But on C Street, there were like 2 houses. I could have just assumed it was her. But how can I do that? I can't just drop off random food, you know, with no address. And maybe there's a way to put the pin on a specific... I don't think you could do that, because I've actually ordered through Doordash. You can't just say that, oh, I'm going to move this pin, like, on top of my house. You have to actually like, put in a physical address. And her address was a zip code in Sacramento. A zip code, that was it. So she forgot to put the address, or it was some kind of scam, or it was a setup through Doordash, or it was a setup through the customer trying to scam me, or trying to... I don't know what was going on. I really don't know what was that. I don't know what that was all about. But so when I called Doordash the first time, basically we confirmed there was no address. She's like, let me call you back. Let me try to get a hold of this customer, see what's going on. I said, okay, that's fine. So then I was like kind of looking around, maybe you know, I don't know, but I can't not drop it off to a house that I don't know where it's going. You know what I'm saying? So if I would have dropped it off at that person's house, that was probably not the correct address anyways. There was no address at all. So how what can I go based off? Oh, well, the pin is in the alleyway, or so you can assume that it's on the C Street, that first house. How can I assume anything? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not gonna... There's no address. I'm calling her up. I'm texting her. Mike from Doordash, there's no address. Do you still want your food, or what's going on? Like, what, can you update your address, please, or what? And the customer note specifically said, do not call, do not text. Just come to the door. What door do I go? You want me to knock on every door in Sacramento? You see what I'm talking about? It's like, what the fuck? So finally that Doordash representative that was helping me, she's like, okay, let me just call the customer. So I let her call. She called back. Yes, Michael, looks like the customer's not picking up, or the phone is blocked. She's blocking all the numbers, so we're not sure what to do. And she said something about there's no address, or no email address, no address. So there was nothing. So I'm like, how the heck? What is going on here? So she's like, it's okay, Michael. You did everything good. You did everything okay. I'm going to mark it here, put the note down, and we're going to mark it as delivered. I said, how can we do that? I even questioned her that. I was like, how can we mark it as successful? Can't you just mark it as unsuccessful? And she told me the system won't let her do it. And actually, I tried to say that she was unavailable, customer was unavailable. The system wouldn't let me do it. It wouldn't. It said, oh, error. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So who knows? There might have been like a glitch with the Doordash app, but I mean, I doubt it. Usually even if there's a glitch, you're still gonna get the address, and you're still gonna be able to call the customer. So I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't mark it as unsuccessful. I couldn't call the customer. Doordash didn't know how to get a hold of them. So I'm like, what do we do? So she's like, well, we can't mark it as unsuccessful. We can't call them. We can't do anything. I said, okay, well, make sure, because they said all phone calls are recorded with Doordash. So I'm like, okay, well, this phone call is being recorded, right? So you're backing me up. She's like, yeah, we send emails and we record everything. So there's nothing to worry about. We did our job. You know, I did my job. You did your job, and we can't deliver it. So we just have to mark it as completed because there's no way to end it. And I didn't want to slide it. So I'm like, can you just do it for me? Because I didn't want to mark it and physically do it, you know, and plus my app was messing up. So I'm like, you know what? Can you just end it or whatever you have to do? and contact the customer through email or whatever, or mark the note down, or whatever that phone is. I didn't know the customer's physical phone number, but DoorDash knows her physical number. So I almost wanted to tell her, like, you should mark that account as a fraud account, because you should not be able to order food with no address and no phone number where the driver can't call the person. Now, like, that doesn't sound right. So, but I didn't think about it. So I'm just like, whatever. I said, okay, whatever we have to do, whatever works for you guys, whatever your procedure is, I don't care. Just make sure it's done right, because I don't want to get in trouble. She said, no, you're fine. I ended up getting another DoorDash order. I accepted. I got a phone call from DoorDash, so I assumed it was about my current order. It's from Giant Pizza or whatever. So I was getting all confused, and I almost missed that order. And she's talking about, oh, the order from Orchitai. I'm like, I just called you guys 10 minutes ago about this. This has already been resolved. She's like, the customer's very upset. She said she didn't get her food. I said, did you just not hear what I said? Did you check the account? Did you check that order? No, I'm just calling you to let you know what the customer said. I said, did you even check the order? She's like, no, I didn't check nothing. I said, there was no address. She's like, oh, really? Let me check here. I said, why are you calling me about this? I was getting pissed. And she's like, okay, Michael, let me call the customer back. And, oh, thank you for the information. And I stopped her. I said, no, stop. I need to finish what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want her to mark down that he stole the food. She asked me if I had the food. I'm like, yeah, I have the food. Do you have the address now? She's like, do you have the food? What's going on? I said, excuse me. There is no address, and we tried to call her. She's like, did you try to call the customer? I said, yeah. I even text her, because they can view your phone calls and your text messages. And I told her, another DoorDash representative already called me. I didn't catch her name, but they always send you an email after every time support helps you. They send you an email. So I'm like, you guys can call me back later, and I can resend you that email. I'm like, do you guys not communicate with each other or something? Once a delivery is complete and resolved and handled with, why are you guys calling me back about it? Don't you guys write notes in the system? And she was just like avoiding my question. She's like, well, I don't know what happened. I said, I'm telling you what happened with the order. There was no address. So she's like, did you attempt to call her? I said, yeah, even you guys attempted to call her. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, really? Go back in the phone calls in the call logs. I'm not lying to you. I'm like, I don't BS around. She's like, oh yes, I do see here there's no address. I'm like, okay, so what you need to do is, and I told her exactly what I did. I tried to call the customer. I tried to find the address. I went to the notes through the whole app. I was checking the app. I was checking my text messages. Maybe I missed something. I checked everywhere where there might be a possible address. I even checked the ticket. You know, I'm checked the ticket. Oh, maybe is there an address on here? You know, I don't know. I checked everywhere there could be a possible address, so I text the customer, I phone called her, and it wouldn't go through. Sorry, this subscriber is not answering calls. So I told the second DoorDash lady that called me, I'm like, I already talked to you guys like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, everything is being recorded, like this conversation and the last conversation. So you guys need to go back and talk to whoever just talked to me. My phone number is the same that I just called from. She's like, okay, I'm sorry. I said, no, it's fine, but it's funny because I just called about this issue, and you're telling me now the customer called back that she's mad. Does she not realize she didn't put her real address and her real phone number? She blocked all phone numbers, even from my phone and from... I guess you can block numbers temporarily. I don't even know how to do all that. How can you block numbers and stuff? Like, it said the subscriber you're calling is not accepting no calls. Is that called airplane mode? I thought airplane mode just blocks everything, but you can still get messages once you turn it off. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is weird, man. How can she block all phone calls? You know? So I said, excuse me. So I told the second lady, I said, look, there was no address. She's like, I'm sorry, I didn't check the information. I didn't check the account. I didn't check the order. I was just calling you back because she was very upset. I said, yeah, you better believe I'm upset. I just wasted all my gas for what? I'm taking a delivery to a ghost house. I don't even know where I'm supposed to drop it off. I don't even know where You know, I'm calling her up. She's not picking up the phone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, man. I could not believe it, dude. And she's like, okay. I said, so when you call the customer back, now they're accepting phone calls. You better tell her it was her fault. I'm like, I'm not taking the blame for this. I said, hold up. Before she hung up the phone, I said, let me explain the whole story again, because I don't think you understood what I was saying. I'm not committing fraud, or I'm not stealing the food. I attempted to deliver the food. There was no address. I called the customer. She wouldn't pick up. I already called you guys, and you said it was okay, that you guys were going to resolve it and complete the order. You said it was fine with you guys, and that it was authorized by a manager or whatever. She said, don't worry, you're fine. Everything's being recorded. I said, okay, that's fine. So I said, if this comes back on me, you better listen to the other phone call. You know what I'm saying? Because that's BS, man. I'm like, no. The other phone call was recorded. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I said, do you guys not keep track of what's going on or what? She's like, oh, we get a lot of phone calls all the time, and sometimes some representatives, they don't write the notes down, or they don't whatever, or they don't tell us, or what. I don't know. So it's just so confusing, and I think their call center is like in a different country from India, or I don't know. I know the other night I talked to someone, they sounded like they were from San Francisco. They were direct from Doordash headquarters from San Francisco or San Mateo or somewhere in the Bay Area. So I don't know. When I call, I don't know who I'm talking to, if they're a manager or if they're just someone from India. They don't know what they're talking about or doing. But I'm like, excuse me, there was no address on the order. You want to go ahead and look it up? She's like, well, all I'm doing is calling you back to find out what happened. I said, that's what I'm doing. So I better not get in trouble for this crap. Because the customer made a mistake. They didn't put the address, or they blocked all my numbers. And I even told her, you guys already tried to call her. She's like, okay, all right, I'll find out who you talked to, and I'm apologize. And I'm like, I have an order already, man. You know, you guys are bugging me about this order. It's already done. This was the customer's fault. She's like, okay, I understand. I'm like, no, really. I just told her, how can I deliver food to the customer with no address? And then she's blocking my phone calls and my text messages. How can I do it? You know what I'm saying? So she's like, no, you're right. I said, no, really. And I'm like, this has already been resolved. I called 10 minutes ago and talked to somebody. I should have got her name now. From now on, I'm going to have to just get everyone's name now. Whoever I talk to or whatever, or screenshot the chats or record whatever. I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm like, how do you guys not know this information that I just called 10 minutes ago? And how do you not know that there's not an address? Did you not check the order or something? Before you call me up, check the order and see if there's something that was put in. There was a note or something wrong. Oh, this order doesn't even have an address. Well, no shit. So then don't blame me for it and call me up. Ask me. Then I even told her, I said, give me the address, I'll deliver it. I don't care. I got the money for it, so I don't care. I feel obligated to still drop off the food. But they never gave me the new address. So I feel like that they just told the lady, sorry, you didn't put the address. It was your fault. I mean, it is. How can I, you know what I'm saying? No address. Then she blocked all the phone calls and all the text messages. That was some BS, man. So when you get an order, guys, make sure there's an address, a physical address. And call it up and all that, and make sure it's not a fake order or some BS going on. And when you call DoorDash or through chat, make sure you get the representative's name that you talk to, because there may be a second or even a third representative calling you back about the same order that's already been resolved. You see what I'm talking about? So that just pissed me off yesterday. I still got paid the money, so I don't care. But I'm like, I care about my rating and my account and everything. I don't guys want you thinking, oh yeah, you canceled the order, you said you completed it, you're still in the food. I said, I still have the food here. Give me the address, I'll deliver it right now. There was no address, and plus when I called, it was blocked. I couldn't get a hold of the customer. And you guys couldn't get a hold of the customer either, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? DoorDash called me back about the same order that was already resolved, but obviously they don't communicate with each other, or they don't put it in the system like, oh, this customer's a fraud, or this customer didn't have an address. If she calls back, we need to tell her that there was no address and all that. So no notes were written down, or nothing was inputted in. So, I mean, DoorDash, they're worth $4 billion, right? And there's a mistake happens, and you guys don't have records, or you guys don't communicate, you don't have record. Oh, he just called us 10 minutes ago. Maybe it was about this order. Oh, Janice talked to Mike. Hey, Janice, did you talk about this order? The customer's mad now. Yes, Michael said there was no address. I confirmed there was no address. We attempted to call the customer, and the calls didn't go through. Like, why don't they communicate with each other? Why do you have to keep calling me about the same issue? Like, that just pissed me off. So before the second Doordash representative hung up the phone, I laid my foot down. I said, I'm not getting in trouble for this. She's like, no, I completely understand what you're saying. I said, no, that's BS. You guys are calling me, bugging me about an order that's already done with. She put the wrong address and she blocked my phone calls. So that's BS, man. I told her that. I said, so when you call the customer back, tell her no address was put in and she blocked my phone calls. If you don't put an address in, at least don't block my phone calls. But she blocked my phone calls. So there was absolutely no way in hell I could have delivered the food. You know what I'm saying? Unless she called back. And then she finally gave me her address. You see what I'm saying? So that just really pissed me off, and I just wanted to make a quick video about this. So guys, when you get a DoorDash order, make sure there's an address. Make sure they're responding to your text messages. Make sure the number's not blocked. Some people, they will like change their phone number. They'll put a phony phone number or phony address, and you know, just like last night, no address was put in. So make sure you double check all that, because that's very important, and you don't want to get scammed or screwed over by DoorDash or the customer or even the restaurant. Always check your information on the app. If there's something missing or there's special instructions from the restaurant, or the customer wants extra cheese or extra utensils, check all the notes, check everything that's missing, check everything. If it doesn't sound right, call DoorDash and get it resolved. And before you hang up the phone, get their first and last name for your record. So if someone does call back, you can give a name. Hey, Jessica Sanchez. I talked to Jessica Sanchez about 10 minutes ago. So you better call her up and get a hold of her, because this has already been resolved. So guys, like I said, check your app. Call DoorDash. Write down names. Get down the records. Make sure they send you an email, screenshot, any proof that you know, they say, oh, well, we need proof of this or that. Make sure you screenshot everything. Seriously, because you don't want this coming back on you. So I made sure that representative understood what I was saying. I said, nope, this is not my fault. No address was put in, and she blocked my number. So honestly, seriously. So that's all I've got to say. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe below. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. You know, I know it takes time, but you know, anything helps. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And guys, I will see you in my next video. Adios, and stay fresh.